Yes, and I'm glad, and you corrected me, that the situation in Australia is improving. It's not improving, however, in Japan. And no Chinese person, let alone a Chinese political leader, will or even could forget the gigantic atrocities, the war crimes almost beyond imagination. I'm reading at the moment the story of the tribunal that took place at the end of the Second World War, and which outlines the anti-human, not inhuman, anti-human activities of the Chinese fascist colonialists, for that's what they were. No Chinese person will ever forget that, and yet we now have a government in Tokyo, perhaps we always have, who make absolutely no bones about the fact that they are the plaything of the President of the United States. On the US's 250th birthday, they were firing fireworks to celebrate the American birthday, a country which in the end dropped 2 atomic bombs upon them.
Yeah, when you read the New York Times or you read the Wall Street Journal, they talk about how China is remilitarizing. But when you look at the numbers, Japan is going to double its military spending over the next 5 years. China over the next 10 years. So when you look at the numbers and you're logical, you have to think who's remilitarizing faster? It's the Japanese, not the Chinese. Second, George, here's the thing. You know, when you talk to Germany, Germany has made amends for World War II. You read their history school books in schools, you see monuments, they talk about what happened with the Holocaust. But the Japanese haven't made proper apologies, and they rewrite history about what happened in the school books about what happened during World War II. For instance, the Japanese Imperial Army essentially kidnapped 250,000 Chinese, Filipinos, South Koreans, and enslaved these women to be sex slaves, sometimes raping them 50 times a day. Now, I went to Harvard for graduate school, and one of my classmates was sent by the Japanese military to Harvard to study and get a master's degree alongside me. And this classmate of mine told me these 250,000 women weren't raped. They were paid by the Japanese Imperial Army, so they were happy because they were so poor Chinese. Now, this person went on to become a very senior person in Japan's military overseeing China-Japan relations. And so the problem, George, that Chinese have, and frankly everywhere in Asia have, is that the Japanese they're rewriting history. They're not looking at what happened, saying, sorry, we will never make that mistake again. They're saying something happened, but it was okay. The real problem was China. The real problem was America. The real problem was someone else. But what the Imperial Army did was okay. Just like what my classmate said to me 25 years ago. I was horrified, and I saw that classmate's career move up and gain more power. So if you are China and you see Japan is doubling military spending over 5 years, when their military and government officials are whitewashing what happened during World War II, wouldn't you be scared? I mean, it doesn't make any sense that the Western world, views China as an enemy, but not Japan. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
No, not to me. We're taught to love Germany and Japan and hate Russia and China. It makes no sense at all to me.